Hello and good morning and welcome to day 14 of 64 days of peace and nonviolence. So you guys, we're making progress. Hooray. So the thought for today is humility. Humility. This is a really interesting word. The thought for today is humility. So welcome everyone. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about humility today. I like this word. I didn't like it last year. A year ago, I didn't have a thought about the word humility, but in my studies this year, the concept of a natural humility really struck like a resonating, beautiful chord inside of me. And the idea, concept, knowingness that we are all created equal. We're all equals regardless of where we are at in our own spiritual paths. There is this natural humility that makes no one better than anyone else. And it's really beautiful, like when you embrace um, that concept, I guess. But it does feel like a truth to me, humility. Making mistakes is a part of learning and growing. Simply an error in approach. Okay, that's how this starts out. Making mistakes is part of learning and growing. Simply an error in approach. Okay, this isn't how I would have started out, but it's okay. Paradoxically, the only way we can begin to escape from the consequences of our actions is to stop running from them and to face them with fortitude and humility. So, in this sense, every difficult situation is a precious opportunity for learning. So, we're back to that preciousness in every opportunity, in every circumstance. There is an opportunity to learn. So, when we humbly acknowledge our mistakes and reflect on what we have learned, it frees us. It frees us from being defensive, from the need to be defensive. Being free from defending our position creates an opportunity for nonviolence. So when we humbly look at our mistakes, right, we reflect on them, we see them as a learning experiences, right? Then we don't have to defend. Hey, we don't have to explain nothing to nobody. We recognize it as a learning experience, and we just let that defensiveness down. That is an opportunity for nonviolence. So Gandhi said, "The seeker after truth should be humbler than the dust. The world crushes the dust under its feet, but the seeker after truth should be should so humble himself that even the dust could crush him. Only then, and not till then, will he have a glimpse of the truth." Okay. So the affirmation today is, as I gaze up at the stars tonight, I am aware of how small I am, how my life is but a fleeting moment in the vast scale of time and distances of the solar system and the universe. And in that moment of humility, I acknowledge that I do make a difference. So even in that moment of recognizing truly how small I am, I still acknowledge that I do make a difference. So we're on day 14, humility. George Arliss, here's a quote from George Arliss. "Humility is the only true wisdom by which we prepare our minds for all the possible changes of life. Over time, we come to realize that the only thing that doesn't change is the fact that everything is going to change." So today, I prepare for the certainty of uncertainty with humility, an open heart, and beginner's mind. So I do love it. I like this approach to humility, and I like my own approach to humility too. Like Gandhi was kind of like making you want to be humble, like to the fact that even the dust could crush you. My personal soul's expression of my soul's idea of humility is that the dust and I are equal, right? You and I are equal. This is a concept that I picked up from working with this Ascended Master Oracle cards and from our galactic family as well. Like, we are all equal. Even people that would be considered ahead of us in their spiritual journey are still equal to us. And people below us are still equal to us. Like, we are all equals. And no matter where you're at on your journey, you do make a difference. Your life makes a difference. So let's go deeper with Gandhi. He talks about humility too. Here's his quote from M.K. Gandhi. Day 14. He said, "Love is the strongest force the world possesses, and yet it is the humblest imaginable." So Gandhi said, love is the strongest force, yet the humblest. So since Gandhi made that statement in 1927, science has discovered forces unimaginable at that time. Yet Gandhi's words are as true today as they were when he spoke them. True nonviolence is an act of love. It's an act of love. It is the willingness to face the violence and hatred of another in love, nonviolent love. That sounds redundant, and in a way it is. There can be no true nonviolence without a deep love, okay? Even love for the violent. I know. So a deep love, not only for yourself and those you represent, but for those you oppose. Likewise, there can never be love when violence of thought, word, or deed is present. So, yeah, you got to love everybody, even the buggers. Love is always an act of humility. It is literally impossible to face those who are violent toward you with pridefulness, arrogance, or superiority and still be nonviolent. For there is no love in that attitude or behavior, only ego. Yeah. When we are in our egos, we are always judging others against our standards. Judging others always comes with moral violence and superiority, never love. That is why I think, excuse me, that we've gotten so many messages this year to release ourselves from judgment, to quit judging others. Because if you're judging someone, you're feeling superior, right? You're feeling, I don't know, you're in your ego and you're judging. And that's actually, there's no love. There's no love there. There is no love there if you're judging somebody. So love with humility always demands that we see differences with others as opinions, not as right or wrong. So not like truths versus untruths. Okay, we just want to see everyone's differences as opinions. This important distinction makes all the difference in the world to the one practicing nonviolence. The only right or wrong is whether we express our differences with nonviolence or violence. Love with humility also demands that the one practicing nonviolence see those who use violence against others, view those people as deeply wounded and needing the healing only nonviolence can bring. So that's humility for you. If you're judging violent people, you yourself aren't as nonviolent as you think because you're in a place now of superiority and condemnation, right? So you're in such ego that you're not connected to love if you're judging someone. So that's why we just got like, sorry for the violent word, but we just got hammered this past 6-7 months with messages to release judgment towards others, right? Because you deserve that feeling of love and peace. Okay. Take them out of the equation. You're the one who's either loving or not. So you need to stop judging them so you can get back to love. So here's the affirmative practice today. Today, I will meditate on how love can be a more important force in my life. Okay, just go and think about it. Today, I will approach each interaction with love and the humility to know that there is no right or wrong, only opinions expressed violently or non-violently. This is the path of nonviolence. You got two choices. You want to be nonviolent or violent. And like they really do, this program from agnt.org, everyone, that's what I'm promoting, agnt.org. We don't have to punch somebody in the face to be violent. Like acts of violence can occur in our head, right? A violent thought, a judging thought. I wish that guy would burn up right there kind of thought. Like that's still violent. So we need to really, in every moment, in every day, in every circumstance, do our best to be nonviolent. We're already nonviolent physically, probably, right? I'm just assuming that about you, right? But what's going on in your head? That's the question to contemplate. So let peace begin with me. Let peace begin with you. We're on day 14, humility, the 64 ways and 64 days to peace and nonviolence. So I still have 50 mornings to broadcast. I'm going to retire then. All right. So one more affirmation. Today, I will silently acknowledge all the leaders throughout the world. I threw that one in because, you know, we're not supposed to be judging anybody if we're living a path of nonviolence. And the challenge for the day is going to acknowledge all the leaders throughout the world and see if you can maintain thoughts of nonviolence towards them. All right, challenge accepted. Day 14, humility. You guys can visit me on allnaturalme.com. I have pictures. I have all the affirmations that I just read and all that Go Deeper with Gandhi stuff if you need to reread it. So the thought for today is humility. And I love you so much. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you. See ya. Love you guys. Thank you, YouTube.